Welcome again to another tutorial. This is the breakdown for Asake. Lonely at the top. How many people do lonely at the top, right? As we do so. That's what we see. So here to start the tutorial, the first part to it is the stick. So let's listen to it. So add a little shake to it. So as the beat progresses, another element is introduced, so makes it fuller. So the next one is the drum groove. So the next one, you have the conga groove. So now we have those, and the kits I used for them. I'll be dropping the FLP, so don't need to worry about most of these things. So here I have what I used for the sticks, for the shake. Here it is, for the conga groove. So what I'm interested about the Udu groove now. The Udu bass now, I'm using this sub-boom bass. I don't know if most people have this plugin. So I'm using sub-boom bass. I'm using this preset called a journey in bass and more. That's the preset I'm using for this particular session. So using that, the next one, so the groove, Udu groove. So let's just listen to the Udu groove. So that was Udu groove 1. So let's go for 2. So Udu groove 3. And then the last one, Udu groove 4. So next one we have now is the bass. That's the, so here now I'm going to be using the EZ bass, because on the bass now is sounding more of live bass. So I'm going to be using the EZ bass, so it sounds this way. So that's the second part to it. Second part here. So the guitar now, for the guitar, I'm using a combination of guitars. So I'm using one from Ample Guitar and another one from Purity. So the one I'm using from Purity, I'm using the nylon guitar, and then it's patching it up with this AC steel harmonics. So this is what I'm using with the Ample SH. So it sounds this way. So what I did is that I just used the normal guitar on the Purity, and I'm using the harmonics on the SH. So that's what I'm patching up together. So the second part to it, we have this. So another part to this is the additional one too. So we have another part 2 of the guitar instance. So we have another one to there. So now we are through the guitar section. Now we are going to the strings. So for the strings, I'm using a Diroro Orchestral. That's what I'm using for this particular session. So so I have a preset for this. I'm going to be releasing it with this project for the orchestra, so you can have the particular strings I'm using. So I just loaded it up. So what we'll do next now is start with the first strings. So I'm patching up the strings here. The most of the strings I'm going to be using with Sakura from FL itself. So this is the first part of the strings. So part 2 of it. So the next part, we now have the strings to another part of the strings. So then now we can move to the keys. So the next part, we have the flute. The flute part I'm using for the keys. I'm using the Lounge Lizard. For the flutes, I'm using a patch and Purity. Purity, and it's called I'm merging 3 things together. So you have the pan flute, the ocarina, and the pan flute 2. Those are the 3 things I'm patching up together to have that sound. So for the flute, we have it like this. So the next one, we have the synth voice. So the synth voice, I'm using Contact. That's Gospel Live Voices. That's from PSR, Yamaha PSR 900. So I'm using the Gospel Warm Life. Yeah, that's under the part section or something like that. So here it is. So here it is. Gospel Voices. That's from Gospel Voices Live. That's from Contact. That's PSR 900. Yamaha PSR 900. That's, you can see from the choir and part. That's where I got it from. So the next one I'm going to be talking about is the horns. I got it from also Contact. Also the Contact is also from, so I'm using the session horns. That's what I'm using for the horns part. So listen to the horns. So you can, but here now I've bounced out the synth voices because it's heavy on my, it's pulling on my RAM, so I can't I have to render it out so it's give it a little bit space from my CPU. I don't use a high-end system. So um playing it together now, so you see how it works together. So each section start introducing new parts to it.
Teachers.
So we are done with that. So let's move to the mixer channel. So on the mixer channel, I have the kick. So just searching the keys, the kick to the keys, to the udu bass and to the bass. So I'm searching the kick to the bass and those parts for them not to clash, because the keys has some low end to it, so it is clashing with this frequency of the kick, so I had to sidechain it also. For the sticks, I have just a parametric EQ on it just to roll off the low end and some parts. For the rims, I have a parametric EQ also. For the conga, I had nothing on it. So now all these percussion, I had to put them in a subgroup. So then I have the multiband compressor on it, so it's even out and glues them together, so they function as a unit. So the next one I'm using for the keys now, I'm just EQing out some of the parts, then using a sidechain compressor. For the udu bass, that's a sidechain compressor. For the guitars, I'm using practically nothing. On the flute, for the EQ, I'm just rolling off the low part of it. I have enough low end on the mix already, so then I have a reverb on it. For the bass, I have a limiter that's is functioning as a sidechain compressor, so and I have a multiband compressor on it. So the next part to it is the shakers. I should always know my shakers is always having a transient processor. I love my shakers compact together. EQ to take out most of the low ends, the reverb to put it in the space. So the strings, I have just limiter on it, so to balance or even out the strings. The horns, I just take out some of the low end delays for it for repetition, particular points. The reverb to put it in the space as the shakers also. For the vocal sample, that's the pad I used. These are the ones I used for it. The fuse, I practically have nothing. So on the lifter, that's the transition, so I have a little reverb on it also. So that's the what is on the mix. So I'm going to be dropping this FLP file, so let's see what to make of it. Like, share, subscribe. Until we meet in the next one, peace out.